Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophia, pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue exploring ocean/industrial age concepts. And today's concept is 人权, human right. And this right concept was originally about weighing something. So I translate it as human weight, but probably weighing is better translation. So we have talked each of these characters before in this year's episodes. And these are core Chinese concepts. But it is Japanese scholars who put these two together to reflect the Western concept about human rights. And I think there is almost like there is no, because we were born into this language already inherited as human rights equivalent of 人权. So we almost cannot think of any other versions. But now I'm looking at it, examining if this is a good way to see what human rights is about. Okay, 人 is the easy part. Chinese human is this profile view figure. So we have the left side is the front side of the body, relatively flat. Then we pair it with the back side. The back torso of human got more curvature. And we cannot interpret it as like literally as if it's like ape walking with both hands and legs. No, it's not like that. Simply is the two sides of human. It's a profile view. And there's one other additional detail is that Chinese is a leftward facing culture. It took me quite some time to realize that part, that we have this orienting opposite to the English world's default orientation, which is pointing toward the right is bigger number. That's where you're supposed to orienting toward the future. On the timeline or number line, always the arrow pointing toward the right, right? But Chinese point toward the left. And therefore, when we have human, a profile view, we can deduce the front side is the flat side, is the human that's facing to the left. All right, 泉 is made of water bird plus wood or tree symbol. Tree is very easy. We met this radical or pictograph many times. We have the canopy of the tree, the root of the tree connected by the trunk of the tree. So three parts of the tree. Then the water bird is a little bit more intricate and picture rich. Okay, I view it as the bottom simply is 雀, is a bird, little bird. Chinese have two types of birds. One is long feathered, big bird. That's, I guess, with a bigger wingspan, with a bigger, longer, heavier feather and body weight, body size, so that it has a long span and the longer feather. Here is the small bird, and small bird, the feather would be fluffier. It's not like long strand of plume. It's this kind of fuzzy feather that's going horizontally. And even if Chinese sometimes do this rotation, it doesn't necessarily correspond to the real gravity of things. Like the bird, how can it be like shooting upward like in this position? That even if Chinese is not necessarily gravity oriented, in this case, the bird like standing upward, right, with the beak facing toward the sky, it looks like that. But the feather going horizontal, that means something. That means kind of anti-gravity. It's not draping downward, because we do have big bird feather going downward, and to show the weight, the extent of the feather. So here is a small bird. We have the beak, the tiny little feet, and the fluffy feathers of this little bird. And then this top line kind of looking like this now, but I view it as water line. It's a completely upside down of the bird. So water bird would be putting the beak into the water, breaking into the water line to pick food, right? They have a high frequency motion of pick, 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 pick. And this is the water line that's broken, that the bird broken into. And two mouses simply means eat a lot. Or it could be chirp, 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 chirp a lot. Water birds are chatty birds. They made lots of bird sound. So that's my interpretation of the water bird. Water bird paired with wood symbol somehow become weight or scale. And my understanding is probably water bird, as ancient times, one of the easier to capture type of bird, probably served as a type of meat source before we have chicken farms, right? Before we can manufacture animal meat that's kind of in the bird category. Bird catching was a thing. It's not like animal hunting, but it's another meat source that's not swim, not run, but fly. And I would imagine to handle something fly, it requires a particular skill set. And the water bird, because their food source is in water. So they are the type of birds that have to come to the surface a lot. And possibly they are the easier to hunt for bird. So that was the meat source back then. And water bird paired with wood, in my mind, serve as like we are weighing the bird body weight as a way to, I guess, measure for the bird catchers if they want to go, if they want to trade their prey, which are birds, they're going to measure somehow the weight of the bird. So eventually this water bird plus wood became the scale, the ancient scale thing with a weight and then something you're going to measure. So I'm guessing originally it was the bird body that was being measured. And eventually this what's being measured occurred frequent enough. And so people just use this bird paired with the wood, the stick, as the scale together to mean the weight behind the scale that serve as the dial to measure the weight of things. So this scale or the weight on the scale eventually means the priority of things. Simply like how heavy this is for you, right? And this priority or valuing something, because scale actually serves as to evaluate the weight of something, right? And so this is the way to almost like determine the value of something. So this then becomes the right concept, that is the how much you value something. And human right is simply to value humans' lives or humans' opportunities. So this weight, this scale, this evaluation thing then became this right concept. So when we pair human rights, and I think that's almost like I was trying to say at the beginning of the episode, even if we were born into this, like we inherit this, like I cannot like I automatically accept it. I didn't question it before, but after our examination, to unpack and see what is right, what is human, right? And this rice is made of this weighing the water bird at the beginning, or water bird serves as the weight of the scale. That gives you a sense of lots of things in our human lives got this competing for our attention, for our resources, and we have to put weight on all of them. And here, human rights is simply we are weighing humans, or we are evaluating or valuing humans. We're kind of promoting the values of humans. Because today, human rights, we take it for granted, but in ancient times, probably not. The ancient society had a long history of slavery, right? And human rights, how we value individual human lives, changed through history. So I think after examining what is right, then it makes very good sense of that. It translated human rights as such is a good, thoughtful translation. 人权. Thank you for your time. See you another day.